Hey, ladies, happy Small Business Saturday to all of you. The Economic Ninja is a channel on YouTube. He's very gloom and doom to me, but I still subscribe to him just because I like to see what he is talking about. And yesterday he posted something about Subway having an emergency meeting. So I listened in and I have a reaction with regards to what he is saying, uh, how he tended to blame things, and why I think that what he blamed is not accurate based on not only my analysis, but the analysis in his comment section. So hit the like video. If you're watching the replay, put replay in the comments. Or better yet, tell me what you think about this. We're going to put on our 90-second intro, give people a chance to come in on this Small Business Saturday, and then we are going to have the conversation. Here we go. Welcome to Black Women Making Money. We are the home of the upwardly mobile Black woman. For exclusive content and invitations to our Inner Circle Zoom meetings, which happen on a monthly basis, you can sign up for free for our email newsletter at bwmakingmoney.com. That's bwmakingmoney.com. Happy Small Business Saturday to all of my ladies out here. So Subway, the famous brand with regards to their sandwiches, Subway that had Jared back in the day, who of course we know Jared ended up going to jail, I think, for doing things with minors. That's all I'll say about that. Subway, who in the 90s and early 2000s was, people would go to Subway, right? You go there for your footlongs, whether it was, for me, a tuna sandwich or ham and cheese or, meatball subs or things like that. People were claiming they were losing weight eating a Subway sandwich a day. Remember that? It was a quick place to go, have lunch, etc. Well, Subway is having major problems. And even though Subway is considered a big business in our point of view, the reason they're featured on Small Business Saturday today with us is because Subway is a franchise. And the mom and pop franchisee is the small business that we're referring to. And there's an important lesson. Number one, there's somebody that the Economic Ninja is a YouTube channel. He's very doom and gloom. So, I said that before. But I'm still subscribed to him because he does have some interesting news that comes out. And I do like to at least see what he's talking about, even though I only watch about 10% of the videos that he puts out. Well, he, of course, blamed somebody or people that I thought he should not blame. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the fact that his comment section and I agree with who is to blame for this. And also, ultimately, I have a lesson for all of us with regards to Subway and why it's failing and what we can learn as small business women. Again, ladies, don't forget to like the video, put a one in the chat, make sure you all can hear me, and let's watch the Economic Ninja. I have a couple um, of videos that I'm going to play of his. So this is fair use as well, fair use with regards to his video. We are going to be reacting to it. Let's see what the Economic Ninja had to say.
Hey, everybody. Subway is in trouble and has just called an emergency meeting. I am the Economic Ninja. I hope you are doing great. There is a serious problem right now with fast food chains around the nation. And one by one, like McDonald's warning that they're losing customers because their food is too expensive. People don't have the money to stick up with the inflation rate. They're not finding new jobs. They're not getting higher pay. And this is causing trouble for certain brands. So now Subway, remember all the days of Jared and Eat Fresh? Well, it's not so fresh anymore. It says here, Subway calls an emergency meeting with franchisees as fast food value wars potentially claim first casualty. First, quick service restaurants, or QSRs, are locked in a fierce value war, offering cash-strapped consumers $5 meal deals or even better bargains to maintain their market share. This battle for value has intensified as QSR executives recognize that low and mid-tier households have been financially squeezed by the Biden and Harris economy. Interesting. With elevated inflation, high interest rates, depleted savings, and maxed out credit cards, consumers are feeling in rough shape. Hey, everyone.
Okay, so the first thing is that these quick service restaurants, whether it's Subway, McDonald's, Burger King is really going down. They're really going to help me prove my point with this. All of the quick service restaurants are having trouble. Partially, yes, the consumer himself or herself or consumer families are living off less. Energy prices are up, coffee prices are up. Yes, inflation has cooled down to the point where people are starting to think now that the interest rates are going to start going down. But let's be real wages have not gone up for people. And I know you're thinking, Cherie, what does this have to do with Small Business Saturday? I am going to get to it in a minute. I do want to say, though, that I am sick of people blaming everything that's happening within the economy on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I feel like the digs at them, and you all know I'm not voting for them personally, but I feel like people are digging at them too much, like everything is their fault with regard to the economy. That's a cheap shot. That's a cheap shot. And I know he was reading the article, but he also seemed like he kind of agreed with them. That's a cheap shot because they do not control the Fed. They did certain things in order to bring down inflation. Could they have done more? Yes, but it is a cheap shot for people to say that everything that is happening in the economy is Biden and Harris's fault. That's a cheap shot. Okay. It is also important for us to understand that our own personal economies are up to us. Even though there are people out there now who are making less money, there are also people who are doing better. There are also people who took the pandemic stimulus checks in the pandemic period of time in order to increase their skills, make more money, etc. So, the other thing is the reason Subway is failing doesn't have has 75 to 80% of the reason that Subway is failing has nothing to do with inflation or the economy, right? I'm going to show you the rest of what the Economic Ninja had to say, and then I'm going to share with you the reason, as well as everybody in his comments, the reason why Subway is failing. And hey, Malika, good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Happy Small Business Saturday. Let's hear what else the economic ninja had to say, and then I'm going to give you my 2 cents as well as what the other people in the comments had to say and what we can learn from this as small business women. Here we go.
So now here's some more info from the New York Post. Subway has called a hasty meeting with franchisees. I don't think it's a hasty meeting at all. Of its 19,000 North American sandwich shops as they grapple with faltering sales and profits, the Post has learned. This conference is essential, Subway said in the invite. Join us to discuss the state of the industry and an update on our business. The New York Post spoke with a franchisee operator who owns 20 stores. The individual said same store sales are down 5 to 10% in recent weeks. That's a massive turn in recent weeks. In recent weeks compared to the prior year, the individual blames the downturn in the chain's promotions and foot traffic has plunged. You see, that's another big thing. McDonald's, when they started seeing customers walk away, especially a certain demographic of customers, they had to take action fast. Well, how do you take action? You've got to lower your prices. The problem with that, a lot of it comes with automation. We've seen in the last few years, especially in California, where they said, hey, we think that everyone working in fast food should make 20 bucks an hour. Okay, no problem. That comes at a cost. We're going to start having robots make the burgers and things like that, which means we're laying people off. Very sad, but this is how the business cycle goes.
So people are going to have to skill up. People are going to have to skill up. You were not meant to work at Subway, at McDonald's, at Burger King as a full-time job for life. But let's keep going.
Now it says here that we're talking about the gentleman that owns 20 Subways. He says they're doing crazy coupons, the franchisee owner said, adding, our gross sales are not even at 2012 levels, and profit was 5 times what it is today. Back then, this is insane. So these franchisees owners are being squeezed so badly, especially in states like California. It says the latest national ad campaign with NBA great Charles Barkley appears to have been a flop. Data shared with the New York Post showed that average weekly same-store sales, again for Subway, for the eastern U.S. region with about 1,000 locations has dipped 8.7% between June 25th and July 16th compared to the same period 1 year ago. So this company, Subway, is seeing massive falls, drops in its business in literally a month.
Okay. That's what I wanted to show you, and we're going to have a bit of a reaction with regards to this. So a gentleman owns 20 stores. He is a franchisee. He owns 20 stores. He has seen 5 to 10% drops in recent weeks, not months, but weeks. So basically, there were a lot of things that's happening within Subway, and I'm going to bring this back to us as small business owners and the lessons that we can take from this. So they had issues with promotions. They had issues with the Charles Barkley commercial, which I didn't see, but okay, right? So they spent a lot of money on that and didn't get in return. They had issues with foot traffic, etc. However, there are places, there are eateries that are not suffering. If they're not going up, especially going up, if they're not going down 5 to 10% in a few weeks, they are at least stagnant, if not going up. The number one reason that the people in the Economic Ninjas comment section, and I believe that this is happening to Subway, is because consumer tastes have changed, and because everybody in the comment section said Subway's quality of their actual food has changed. In other words, they ain't putting no meat on the sandwiches. It's just bread. I remember the last time I went to Subway, the last 2 times I went to Subway probably was about 5 years ago. But the very last time I went to Subway, the only thing I ate from Subway is tuna, right? A tuna fish sandwich. And People were right. The last two times I went to Subway, which was about 5 years ago, they put on such a thin, um, thin layer of tuna that it was all bread. That it was all bread. So consumer tastes are changing. Consumer tastes are changing. And I can go to Panera and add a couple more dollars to what I would pay for Subway and get a decent quality salad, even though Panera's suffering from shrinkflation, or some other place I could go in order to get better quality food, get a real sandwich. There's actually this little like hole in the wall deli that's near my house. Hole in the wall. I can spend $8 to $10 there and get a decent sandwich with a lot of meat on it and potato chips, right? So why would I go to Subway? Why would I go to Subway? What does this have to do with us in Small Business Saturday? What's the quality of your product? Does that mean that that will account for all of the issues or the lack of revenue growth that you would have? No. But if you see yourself, if you have a business that is going down 5, 10, 20% in weeks, it's usually because of something that you are doing or you have not done. What kind of promoting are you doing? Were you talking to a lot of people 3, 4 months ago and then you stopped? Have you been doing your YouTube live streams or your TikTok videos? Have you been calling people back? Have you been providing 5-star service to people? Subway sucks, right? The people in the Economic Ninjas comment section, and I agree that Subway sucks. So when my money gets tight, I could go to Popeyes, I could go to Subway, I could go to Burger King, I could go to McDonald's. McDonald's moved very quickly, but let's be real, people don't really want to go to McDonald's either like that, right? McDonald's was having same store slippages and decreases even when the economy was good because people, Gen Z, millennials, healthy people, we don't want to eat McDonald's, right? So the question is, does your product or service suck? Because Subways does. So that's the Small Business Saturday lesson is within your industry, have consumer taste changed? And when people get squeezed and they only can select one place to go, one thing to eat, or one product from your product category, are they going to choose you? If I've got choice between Subway, Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, hello, I can't, Chick-fil-A, the lines are still around the corner. So it's not every QSR. It's the quality of your food, the quality of the service, the quality of what you're giving me. If I've only got one choice, most people are choosing Chick-fil-A. They're not going to Subway because you're stingy with the meat, right? So again, I just wanted to have this conversation with you. When I heard the Economic Ninja, first of all, I know he was reading the article, but he was kind of flippant about blaming Biden and Harris. We can't blame inflation and everything that happened in the economy over the past 3.5 years on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's not fair. And now you have uh, our friend over at the Fed, Jerome Powell, who wants to reduce interest rates by 0.5 point, but he's scared that if he does that in September, it's going to show favorability to the Kamala Harris political campaign. So he doesn't want to reduce the interest rates that much, even though we need to. So there's just a lot happening in the economy right now. There's a lot happening. But I'm going to leave you with this acronym. I'm going to read your comments, and then, if other people have things to say, you can. We're going to head on out. Sweat. Same way every time. SWET. Sweat. You want to think about how to create a great experience for your clients, for your prospects, where you were doing the same way every time. And I'm even going to put it here on the screen for you so that way you can see it. Sweat, same way every time. So you want to think within your business, are you sweating? Are you doing it the same way every time? And are you providing five-star service? So Subway was giving us the same way every time, but they were giving us no meat on the bread. And no, I don't want to go to Subway. I don't want to go to Subway. So Malika's saying no one watched commercials anymore. This is true. I didn't even know Charles Barkley had a commercial. I don't watch, the only time I watch commercials is if I'm watching Amazon Freebie channel and they have commercials on it. And the super majority of the time during the commercials, I put the commercials on mute. So I don't watch a lot of TV anyway, but that's the only time I watch commercials. And I have discovered that when I watch Amazon on my laptop, they don't show commercials. When I watch Amazon on my TV, like if I watch a TV show, Amazon on my TV, they do. Or if I watch not Netflix, but the other one, Peacock, on my TV, they do. But watching Amazon Prime on my laptop, they don't show commercials. So is Subway doing food delivery services? I have no idea. But if I were to order Subway through food delivery services, I still wouldn't get like good food, you know? So, especially with the cost that it takes for somebody to deliver that food, wouldn't be for me. Good quality was not even good in the first place. I worked there in high school, and that was a long time ago. Yeah, it was never good quality, but at least they gave you like they made you feel like you were getting a bargain. They made you feel like you were getting a good sandwich with regards to like enough meat on the bread, you know, and then all the things you could add on top of it, your lettuce, your tomato, your black olives, your, all of that. So, yeah. McDonald's started to do a $5 meal to get them sales. Yes, they did. McDonald's discovered that what they were doing when they tried to increase prices, they were trying to follow other companies that were increasing prices and increasing prices. And the truth is, people are not going to McDonald's for $18 Big Macs. People are not going to McDonald's for $18 Big Macs. Like, stop it, right? So I don't necessarily blame McDonald's. They were playing with the prices. They were trying to figure out how much they could squeeze the consumer for. They were price gouging, yes, but that is what companies do. They push the envelope to see how much money they can get from people and how much profit they can make. And that's one thing that we as small business women can learn. We oftentimes, as small business women, as Black women, we charge too little. Now, I'm not talking about somebody braiding your hair and they're not washing your hair and they want to charge you $200 to just braid your hair. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. But most of us know when we're not charging enough money for our products or our services. So, yeah, and then sometimes we're charging too much money, and the consumer, the marketplace will let us know if we are charging too much money. McDonald's wasn't that good either. People went because they were cheap. Exactly. Exactly. People did not go to McDonald's because it was good. They went there because it was cheap. McDonald's failed to recognize who their consumer was. Their consumer were people on a budget. Their consumer was, that construction guy making $12 an hour, or, kids who are on a budget. Mom cash apps them $20 for something to eat. and to go hang out with their friends. Well, they don't want to spend the whole 20 at McDonald's, you know? So, yeah. So, anyway, I thought that was interesting. I thought that was a good small business Saturday lesson for us to think about doing things the same way every time, sweat the same way every time, and also making sure that we have good quality products and services that we are offering in the world. Because if we don't, our income, our revenues, our profits are going to go down as well. We're going to get squeezed. So uh, they know they have the children demographic. Parents will spend almost anything to keep kids quiet. Yes, exactly. But, you know, mom still, she's on a budget right now. Her wages haven't gone up, right? And even though kids may wail and all of that, mom's not going to spend $25 on a Happy Meal. Like, that's not going to happen, you know? If the light bill has to be paid, if the electricity has to be paid, I already said the light bill. The electricity has to be paid. We got to put gas in the car. You know, we have other expenses, etc. McDonald's still completely overshot their demographic. Even with keeping kids quiet, there's a certain amount of money that parents will spend, and beyond that, they're just not able to do it. So that's why they said back in the day we get McDonald's at home. Yes, yes. Shoot, my father especially, may he rest in peace. My father used to put the burger together, and you're like, "This is not a McDonald's burger." He would say, "You eat that." And today, like today is gourmet. The way your parents used to make the big burgers, and you'd have the bun and you'd put your lettuce and tomato and your ketchup and your mayonnaise. Well, I want the special sauce and the sesame seed bun. And your mom would be like, that's what you're getting, that's what you're eating. And Malika, you and I from Louisiana. I grew up in Louisiana, so I know how that is. And today, getting that good at-home burger, that's what you want as an adult. So, yes. All right, ladies, I'm going to head out. Hope you have a great Small Business Saturday, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.